Okay, very good afternoon to all. First of all, I'd like to thank the committee, I think FSMA, for giving me this opportunity to come here to share. I hope everybody had a good lunch. So what I'll be sharing is really about what I do as a director, and a lot relates back to my experience in the bank. So I was quite pleased that I saw some OCBC speakers just now. I think they came from OCBC. I think Xue Ting was there for a year, and Jayden, right? Yeah. Okay. So just a little bit about myself. Actually, I'm quite a newbie in this insurance industry. I'm coming to my 4th year. So previously, right, I was from OCBC Bank, so I had the opportunity to be in management for a good 15 years. And that's where I gained my experience. The bank has given me a lot of opportunity, a lot of training, and that is where I am today. Okay, so a bit about, everybody always ask me, why do you leave the banking to come to insurance company? So about 5 years ago, I think, actually right during COVID, I remember somewhere in 2021, decided to take the leap of faith. Came out with a bunch of my bankers. Although I used to manage about 250 frontline staff, right? That includes the tellers, the service ambassadors, the premier bankers, the personal banking bankers. But it was really tougher than I thought. And really the learning curve was very steep for me, especially during recruitment. So later I'll share a little bit on how I managed to recruit. I'm pleased to say that in 3.5 years, I have a group of about 50 agents currently. So, and we have been one of the top performing branch in Manulife. Okay, so today's agenda is just a lot of sharing on my own personal experience. So I'll just run through what is modern leadership, what are the strategies, what are the tools that we use as an agency, strategy for my group, and how do we always strive to reach the top. Okay, so in today's world, right, it's a very fast-paced and fast-changing, and as leaders ourselves, right, we need to be able to adapt. I think most of you all know, right? I mean, during COVID, how did everybody react? I mean, COVID didn't slow down sales unless you choose to, but in a way, right, we go to Zoom meetings, Zoom appointments, and this is something that's changing in our era. So I think traditional methods like command and control, like you want to take control as a leader to instill down certain things, and you expect everybody just to follow what you do, it's not working anymore. So I think really the approach has to be more dynamic, inclusive, and purpose-driven. So later on, I'll share a little bit about how we do and what are the things that to take note. Okay, so today, right, all our employees, right, I mean all our consultants, they expect more involvement. They don't like to like, or you tell me one, I do one. They want their views to be heard, especially the new generation. I think whether is it the Gen Z or now they have the Alpha generation, right? So I think you need to be able to inspire, and I think one of the key things that my challenge is, of course, to retain people as well, because it's very competitive. Today, we have about 8 insurers companies here, and everybody is competing for the same group of people. And once you get the person to be onboarded, then what do you do to retain the people? Okay, so we set very clear vision for our people, and my model is really developed from where I came from the bank. So I know a lot of the directors that shared just now, they are TOTs, they are COTs. For my model, right, most of my managers, and including myself, we don't run any sales. And that makes you want to hire more, because you are not doing personal sales, your income can only come from overriding. So I have 5 managers now. None of my managers actually are MDRT or COT. I mean, they do a little bit of sales, but most of them focus on their people. So the strategies, I think in this era, I think one of the things is, as what I mentioned just now, you must be very flexible and ready to adjust to new situations lah. So when any of your consultant comes to you, they will come with you with a lot of different set of problems. So how do you adapt? So I'm happy that because I used to be from the bank, I've been doing management of 15. So maybe in my years as a manager, right, I probably have like trained maybe 200 staff, 300 staff in my 15 years in the bank. So a lot of things comes from experience and it's about sharing as well. So when Patrick approached me, right, I didn't reject him and wanted to share because I think it's really about sharing. And for my team, right, I have very, very experienced managers. My managers in general have more than 10-year experience in managing people as well. So we come together, we share ideas. I think it's not about I say, okay, let's do this, but I think it's for them to throw out ideas, and at the end of the day, we discuss what is the best. And I'm very, very open to new things. So today, anybody comes to me, whether my consultant, hey, should we do this? Should we spend money on this? I'll say, just go and do it. We only know the results after we try. So failure is something that we view as learning opportunity. I think we don't just, because it's expensive, we don't do. Because a lot of things in this industry is really trial and error, especially for us that we don't even have I don't even have a insurance background. I came in, I'm not like any organic agents. You all start to do your warm market and start. So we do a lot of trial and error especially during my first 2 years. So after a while, we more or less understand how the game is being played, how to acquire customers, whether we do roadshows, whether we do cold calls. I think it's basically, I think everybody is doing the same thing. I know, I think some of you guys do a lot of social media marketing. We didn't go into this piece because it's something that my guys felt that it's not something that, first of all, my company can clear in terms of the compliance, and we just think that social media, you probably will reach out to a certain group of client, but maybe those are not the clients that we are looking at this present moment. So I think in terms of leadership, right, I think everybody knows, I mean, EQ is something that is extremely important. When your people feel down, nowadays the youngsters, when they break up with the girlfriend, it's like end of the world. So I think you need to really empathize in them, understand their emotions, well-being. I think that's very important, especially after COVID, right? I mean, you all know, everybody, some of the people really go into depression, and at certain point of time, maybe any one of us here has been that, is how you get out of the thing. So I think being close to the team is extremely important. So I spend a lot of time with my team. Like last night I was drinking with them until actually 1 a.m. But that does not stop me from doing my work. So, but this young generation, you need to be there to support them. It's not only in work, I think emotionally, they need you to be there as well. Especially most of them this is like their second life already, because basically they spend more than half their time with you. Okay? So, and I think for my branch, right, I don't have like a straight rule that everybody needs to come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So I leave it to my managers. I'm very lucky to have a very good, strong group of managers. So they will dictate in terms of that. So I just want to share something. I think when we were doing banking, right, I think something I learned is if an individual, right, is given a lot of time, means a lot of freedom, but if they don't have the capacity to manage that, right, basically you cannot give them that kind of freedom. So for me, usually for experienced staff, right, that join us, we leave them alone. But I think for new people, they just still need the time for you to be there to watch them, to do work, to plan their sales activities. So freedom is good, but if you don't use it well, right, basically every day the person will be sleeping at home. Okay? So I think what I practice a lot is also in terms of transparency. So everything in my branch is transparent. I mean, whatever I do for individual, everybody gets to know. So I think it's a fair system so that people will know that you're not biased. I mean that's very important, and that's why they will always trust you. I think trust is something that whether as agents we build with client or we build with our staff, right? Once the trust is gone, right, it's very hard for the person to work hard for you. Okay. So I think in this era, right, I think how do we lead a very diverse group of people and really multi-generation? I think we have the Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, and now the Alpha generation. So I think we try to foster a culture, right, where there's always feedback given. So for myself, right, I try to meet up with individually my agents because then they'll give me feedback, what is going on, why they can't achieve their numbers, or what are the things that they are doing well, and why can they hit their like COT, TOT in a very short span of time. So I think that regular talks with my people, right, will allow me to know my business. Although I meet clients, but usually I go for joint appointments. At my level, I always tell my people, as long as you ask me for a joint appointment, I will definitely be there, unless I'm overseas. Yeah. So I think in terms of the younger generation, they want more flexibility. As what I mentioned just now, you need to make sure that they have the maturity to handle the flexibility of this industry. So I know a lot of agencies out there, they have a very, very structured kind of training program for the people. For my branch, we don't have a very structured, because for me, I always believe in there's no one training program that can fit every individual. So what we do is really, really customizing. I mean, when we meet the individuals, whether this person comes from another company, comes from the bank, or is an organic hire, right? We need to analyze these people, right? What are their strengths and weaknesses? And from there, right, we develop a training program for them. Okay, so I think mentoring is extremely important. I think these probably are things that every one of you know, right? However, I think it's still very important. So I think what I say just now is I do regular check-ins with them, not just to ask them or chase them for their performance, but I think in terms of motivation is important. So what I learned is every individual is driven by different things. Not everybody is driven by money, because we have like consultants that probably their family is rich enough, they don't even need to work. Yeah. So, but some people are driven by money, some people are driven by recognition. So you need to find a spot to push the person, which is to motivate and make sure that he or she can hit the next level. Some people is like they just want to be on the top. So you need to have somebody, because if your branch has only one producer, he or she will feel that I'm always the top. There's no competition for me here. So I think building a team and have people that's always at the top few, right, is important, because that helps to motivate certain individuals that are not only driven by money. So one of the things that I do is, I think one of the speakers shared, so I think we need to lead by example. So I try to be in the office every single day. As long as I'm not overseas, I try to come office early in the morning because I need to show that it is important that I tell you to come office so your productivity is higher, right? But if I stay at home and there's nobody in office, right, then they'll probably think that why do I need to be in office? So I lead a lot of things. I lead by examples. So like what I said just now, right? I come to office every single day. Other than that, I never reject any appointments. I do training by myself with my people. Yeah. So very importantly, I think to be able to do well in the insurance line, it really is the mindset of our people. So I think I try to build a very, very performance-driven culture in my branch. We have, I mean, last year we had a total of 28 MDRTs, and we only started a year with 33 consultants last year. So I'm very proud of my achievement in terms of that, and I think we have a total of 16 TOT and COTs as well. So the next thing is about retaining talent, because you know today, after a couple of years, when their contract is up, they try to look for other places because you can get a new package. But how do you retain talent in a competitive market? So for me, it's very simple. If you don't have added value for your people, they will not stay with you. So at any point of time, your value, what you can deliver to your people is extremely important. So if today I'm just a director that just don't do much things and don't lead by example, I think my people will leave me one day or when their contract is up. Yeah. So next, I think these are basically very, very simple tools that my agency uses. I don't think we do anything really out of the norm. Okay, so I'll just quickly run through what we do. I think where we came from the bank, right, it is very important that we do role play. I mean, we don't put our people out there unless they are ready. So we will keep training and doing role play, right, with whether the managers, with another consultant, with myself, right, to make sure that they are at the competent level. Because a lot of agents, they come in, they are very hungry and they will want to start meeting customers. But if their skill set is not up to the standard, right, they're just wasting the opportunity out there. Okay, so why we do this is really to build confidence, because when you are out there meeting client, you should be ready. You cannot be half ready and use that as a test. So before we put the person on the ground, right, we make sure that we do a lot of role play. So last time when I was in the bank, right, there's a manager that even after RNF, right, he does not allow the person to sell within the first month. So because he wants the person to be very, very hungry. And once after the month, right, when he's ready and you let him sell already, right, he will fly. Okay? So I think the rest of things, I think, is pretty standard. And I create an environment that is everybody shares. So I always get my top people, right, to come and sit down with me to show me how do they sell. So from there, right, I learn from them. So I never feel that learning is something that we stop even if we are doing very well. It's always about learning from your peers, learning from other industry players, and that's where we make ourselves stronger and stronger. So we do a lot of joint appointments. So my managers and myself, we spend a lot of time going for joint appointments, because even after you do the role play, when they meet customer, they might just don't know what to do, or they do another way. So only through joint appointments, right? Joint appointments is not there for you to go and present, and basically the agent just stay there and look at you how you close. I think really is about going there to observe what he or she do, because I a strong believer that if I do not see how the agent present in front of customer, right, I really won't know whether he's competent enough. So we do a lot of joint appointments. So I mean, my managers run 2 to 3 joint appointments. The good thing is because they don't run their own sales, so they have the time to do it. So I just want to let everybody know, today when we choose to be a leader, there is sacrifices that we need to make. When I choose the management route in the bank, right, after doing 2 years of sales, right, it took me 5 years to earn back my last drawn income. And that is the sacrifice that I have to make, because coaching, mentoring people is my passion. My passion in this industry is really seeing my people grow. Today, I dare say, people that I've groomed, many of them are managers in the banks. Some are directors around the industry. A lot are private bankers. And you don't have to hold on to them, because at the end of the day, right, what I enjoy, or what I think keeps me going, is they appreciate what you have done for them during certain part of their career. Okay, so joint appointments for us, we try not to limit to individual teams. So I know everybody usually try to take care of your own team, but in the event that your team manager is not around, then do you have an option to go for joint appointment with another team lead? So I think these are things that we try to develop a culture of learning and everybody helping each other. So we try to work as a very close-knitted family. There's no, because I just want to take care of my people, and I don't care about the rest of the people in the agency. So every individual have strengths in certain things. So some people, they might be better in investments. Some people, they are better in selling protection plan. Some people might be better in legacy planning. So what we try to do is we have a lot of sharing sessions among the team. So we get the person that is more well-versed to share with the rest of the team. And I, in general, don't like to do very big group sharing, because things just, most of people probably will not be listening to you after a time. So we usually do very small group sharing. And to people that really want to learn, I don't force people to learn things. Today, if you think that you're comfortable just with the knowledge that you have and you don't think you want to learn, I won't force you to learn. Because anything that we force it down to the people, right, basically it's not going to be picked up. Yeah. So for me, I recognize my people. I think it's something that we feel is important. I think in terms of the team morale, because today the person might do well in this month, and we need to give them a pat on the shoulder. And this new generation of staff, right, they appreciate this a lot. So we do a lot of recognition, and you reinforce good behavior as well. So it doesn't have to be just recognized for good performance. You can recognize for the highest activity. Yeah. So we also encourage, right, where achievements are consistently valued. So we have people that, I mean, today my team has like, at the present moment, already 4 MDRTs, but you don't only want to recognize these people only. I think it's important also for people that have been working and putting in the time, right, and they're almost there, give them a pat on the shoulder. So I think for us, right, recognition is one of the key motivating factor for people to continue to do well. Yeah, so we also don't want them to stop after they have achieved their goals. So we can recalibrate once they hit the goals that they have set for themselves in the start of the year. So next, I will just quickly move on to what we do as a group. Okay, so I have a very clear vision and purpose. Basically, we want to build a very high performing agency. Okay, which of course, clients is our main asset. So we need to make sure that our clients do well. If not, basically, we are not doing our job. So we continue to develop top-tier advisors, especially those that deliver real value to client. So we do a lot of wine and dine with our high net worth customers or customers that give us good business. And the rest of thing I really have shared just now. I think in terms of collaboration, mentorship, we do it a lot. And one of the things that I realize is a lot of us, we have a lot of plans, but at the end of the day, important thing is whether are these plans being executed. So I think discipline is extremely important. So I think if today we set aside that we want to do this thing, then let's try our very best to make sure that we have the discipline to execute the plans that we have put in place. So that will drive us to a long-term success. So next, I just want to share a little bit about recruitment. I think I don't just recruit for the sake of recruiting. When I source for talent out there, right, I make sure that they fit into, first, my branch culture. Second, my manager's team culture. Because once you get somebody that is going to spoil the dynamics of your team, right, you rather not have this person. So I don't tolerate certain nonsense from my people. Like if even you are doing very well, but I think there's certain things that you need to make sure that you are in line and aligned with the team. Yeah. So my recruitment comes in general from my reputation in the industry. So today, how you treat people right from the day one when you are a leader, the industry is very small. So people usually before they join you, they will go and find out about you. Just like before I interview any candidate, right, I go to LinkedIn to pull out their profile. I call people that might know them to understand a little bit about them. So I think in this industry, reputation is extremely important. So I have to say, I can't say I have a very, very good reputation, but at least through my years in the bank, right, I've done whatever I need to, and people recognize me as who I am because of what I have done to my people previously. So I think in terms of selection process, I know hiring is tough, so maybe if we have a candidate, we'll just think that, oh, it's better to hire, then later on, you decide whether you want to retain these people. But I think all of us have limited time as well. So we want to spend our time on things that is going to help us move the dial. We don't want to spend time on people that you be on board and they're just basically not interested in in the job lah. I mean, there's a lot of candidate that you probably don't see them in your office even once a month. Yeah. So I think when we onboard any candidate, right, I think importantly is we need to make sure that they succeed. So I always tell my candidate, if today you want to do it, I want to do it, the manager want to do it, it is very, very rare that you are not going to make it unless one of us, these three pillars are not there to help each other. So I think we provide very strong mentorship for our people and training so that we ensure them they succeed fast. Yeah, correct. Because any individual that join a sales line, right, initially their fire is burning. So if you don't capture this moment, right, the fire will slowly die down if they are unable to deliver the results that they want. So I think importantly is, for the start, it's very, very important that you really, really handhold them and make sure that they do well. So my team has very good synergy. I think I dare say that when we play, we really play hard. When we work hard. And I think it is very important that you spend a lot of time with your team. So for me, I spend at least like maybe 2 to 3 days a week just to bond with them, going out for drinks with them. I also have kids, so like what the mummy said just now, I think really, really is you have to prioritize your time, and there's certain things that at certain point we need to give up. We have to give up. So I think that is important, and I think very importantly is also everybody has to be accountable. So to reach the top is not, and of course at the end of the day really is to push each other. So my team in general, they push themselves very hard. I mean, everybody try to outbeat each other. So I run small challenges for some of the individuals. So usually some of them will come to me, hey, shall we do a challenge? So this year, 2 of my guys came to me, so I said, okay. So it's just we are just, anyway, most of the time, I'm buying them drinks. So this is just like, as long as you hit certain amount every single month, both of you together, then I will buy you a drink session. If you don't hit, you will buy me a drink session. So I think that is about being close to the ground and trying to motivate them with, basically they are not motivated by the drinks, it's just that they want to win because it's a challenge. So if I said that every month I want to be doing 10,000 EFYC, then, and both person has to be doing. If one person don't do, you all lose the challenge. So they will push themselves, they pace themselves, and then for us, we just support them in terms of what they need. So I think execution and discipline, once again, I think is something that I focus a lot in. So when I want to do anything, I make sure that I will execute the plan. I mean, no point coming out with 10 plans and then at the end of the day, you don't do anything. Yeah, so my managers, I work very closely with my managers. So we spend a lot of time discussing in terms of the plans that we have for each individual team, because everyone and every team is different as well. So my teams, they run on different, some likes to do road shows, then we support them in terms of road show. Some likes to do seminars, then we support them in terms of seminars. So one of the key things that I wanted to do actually start of last year is about being consistent. I think like just now the first speaker, right? I mean, just now he showed 120 months 5 case count. So I think consistency is important because to sustain long in this industry, it's not about hitting one jumbo case and then after that you rest for the rest of the year. It's really about the activities and the case counts. So I feel that this is important for us, especially from where we came from. Bankers, they have existing customers and they usually do well in the first couple of years. But how do I sustain the growth is what I've been doing behind the scene in terms of whether is it leads gen, events, seminars. So later on, I'll share a little bit on what we do as well. Yeah. So yeah, these are the things that we do. So the last part of my sharing is really how we reach the top. So I don't do the convention way of like referrals. I prefer to do it in a way that is easier for the person that wants to refer you customers, right, to refer. So in our company, right, I do 4 events a year. So we do 2 market outlook, we do 2 trust and will writing or legacies seminar. So we take this opportunity to invite our clients and their friends to the event. So I always believe that if you want to go into the high net worth business, you are competing not with the agents, you are competing against the banks. And this is what we used to do a lot in the bank. So we do a lot of seminars. We hold it in 5-star hotel. We get the client to come down. So this is where we get a lot of referrals. So we will tell the client, why don't you bring another 2 friends for the event? And very importantly is to have the FaceTime. Customer give you a number, you might not even get to meet the customer. So I host a lot of dinner as well with clients. So usually we take the opportunity if client birthday, right? What we do is we get client probably to invite 5 of their friends. So we arrange a dinner session with drinks at a restaurant. Then for myself, my manager, my FSC will be there to host the customer. So we do a lot of things that is not so conventional. It's more like that we are able to get in new clients. So one of the things that I do also is I try to make the cost of operating the business for my agents as low as possible. So my agents seldom needs to pay for anything. So I bear most of the costs of whether is it roadshows, whether is it telemarketers that I hire, whether is it wine and dine events. Most of the costs is not subsidized by me, but fully paid by me. So what I want to do is this is my selling point to my candidates as well, because today, when you are MDRT, when you earn 72,000 goes to your pocket. It's not like because you spend another 30,000 in running a business and in the end, only 42,000 comes to your pocket. And for me, I feel that as long as the money is well spent, we will make it back in time. And really, really, for agents to sustain long term, if today their operating cost is 20,000 to 30,000 a year, right? It's pretty difficult for them, especially for the new ones, to even bring home some money to the family. So we also focus a lot on our long-term goals. So when I first started the agency, my main objective is how do I create a platform that my agents will not die one day when they have not enough customers. So whether you do partnership, whether you do seminars, you tie up, I think really it's about us as leaders going out there to explore. So we do tie-ups with international schools. Some of my guys, we travel overseas, I mean, to know more clients as well. So I think we need to build a sustainable business, and if we are not adding value to our agents, right, at the end of the day, as I said, they will leave us. So very importantly, I think certain things that I started the agency and wanted to do, I make sure that I execute them. I have short-term goals, I have long-term goals, long-term plans. So this is what I do. So I think the last point I have already mentioned just now, really providing value for our agents is really, really key, because there's no way you can retain people if you do not have value. Because today, if I'm in another agency and I can still deliver the same kind of results, what is the value that us as leaders have for them? So that is what I provide in terms of value. So no matter how high net worth the customer is in our times in the bank, I mean, whether is it 100 million, 200 million customer, we are very comfortable to go and meet with the customer. Yeah, so you'll have a panel later, right? Yeah, so with this, I'd like to thank everybody for giving me the opportunity to come here. I hope I've learned a lot from the speakers previously. I hope you all don't have to learn a lot of things, at least one thing that I've shared. And really, really thank Patrick again for the kind invitation. Thank you.